Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the final day of Midwest Brouhaha 2015, 6th annual Midwest Brouhaha. We're in the final stretch. It is Sunday morning. Most of Milwaukee's not awake yet.
I don't think so. Most of them heard a lot of church bells on the way here today. Some folks, but we are here in the Church of Derby.
Yeah, the Derby universe is awake. We are here on Derby Laces track number 1 at Midwest Brouhaha 2015 in the beautiful UWM Panther Arena. My name is Wilhelm Scream.
And I'm Kate Silver.
We're going to be announcing this game featuring the Motor City Disassembly line from Detroit, taking on the SWAT team from the Fort Wayne Derby Girls. A little B-level Derby action to start your day off.
Yeah, so we have 3 teams at the Midwest Brouhaha. Have the Detroit Disassembly line, the Fort Wayne SWAT team, and the Dairyland Dolls Team B. And Detroit, in their first 2 games, they won 325-76 to the Bruce City Battle Stars, and also defeated the Dairyland Dolls B team 177-140. So Fort Wayne, on the other hand, 1-1, so defeating the Bruce City Battle Stars 150-141, but falling to the Dairyland Dolls B team 98-256. So 2-0 to 1-1. You know, Fort Wayne looking to put a numbered win on this, make theirs 2-1, and Disassembly line looking to make a clean sweep for the tournament.
Skaters are already starting to line up on the track. For those that are watching at home, the SWAT team going to be in the black jerseys with the white and red accents. Their opponents from Detroit are going to be in the powder blue jerseys with the red and white accents.
Looks like folks are lining up now, ready to get on the line. Taking the line now, we have, that is Kelly Adkins wearing the star for the SWAT team, and number 52, a Swamp Stomp for the Disassembly line.
Now they are set up, taking off from the notorious RED Jammer line. We are underway. Day 3 at Midwest Brouhaha 2015 is a go. Swamp Stomp trying to push her way around the corner, getting to turn number 1 and being absorbed for a brief moment inside of the 4 wall of the SWAT team. Now with 2 ahead, trying to push out.
Swamp Stomp gets through, gets lead jam for the Disassembly line. Kelly Atkins still working her way through the back, trying to find first base. Some quick-o from one of her blockers. One more to beat. Gets a little tangled up. Still stuck in the front of that pack as Swamp Stomp approaches from the back.
Atkins being slowed down at the front of the pack by Mean Streak. Swamp Stomp in scoring position, knifing her way through. That is going to be 5 points. The first Rydell Skates Grand Slam of the day goes to the Motor City Disassembly line.
Kelly Atkins getting recycled to the back by Mean Streak. That strong defense of Nikki Knoxam, Irish, Cotton Candy Princess, and Mean Streak keeping her out of the pack, but looks like she's still working her way through.
10 points already for Detroit. Kelly Atkins just still stifled back in the pack. Swamp Stomp pushing ahead. She's taking now with 721 La Hapa.
Trying to cut to the outside, looking for the outside. Benton pushing the outside, and she calls it off. Gets another 4 points for Detroit, putting up on the initial jam 14, leaving Fort Wayne with nothing.
Doing a quick run through the rosters. Going to start with the Motor City Disassembly line. We've got 0187 Sugar and Cyanide, 119 Nikki Knoxam, 14 Irish, number 1995 Gnarly Quinn, 2025 is Nuketown, 215 Motown Philly, 31 Terrorettes, 46 Fatal Femme, 52 is Swamp Stomp, 7 Cotton Candy Princess, 728 Combat Cat, 8 Ghetto Barbie, 80 Mean Streak, 83 Chompers. That is your Motor City Disassembly line. We are back with action on the track. B52 Dodger Elbows for the SWAT team.
And it looks like number 728 Combat Cat gets out first, getting lead jam for the Disassembly line. Number B52 Dodger Elbows now just getting out of the track, and it looks like the SWAT team trying to take the front. One stuck in the back. That looks like Geisha getting stuck behind some Disassembly line blockers. And Combat Cat calls it. Looks like she's getting all 4 points for the Disassembly line.
Combat Cat just kind of swimming through the pack at the front of it. Did a good job. Grabbed the 4 points, called it off quickly. Dodger Elbows was coming around pretty quick, about to put a little bit of a scare into the Motor City Disassembly line. Still a goose egg on the board, 18-0, 27 minutes to go in the first half.
A little fear on him. Real quick, we'll go through the SWAT team roster. 003 Buttercup, 007 Shaken Not Stirred, 119 Kelly Atkins, 16 Oreo Slammer, 17 Benton, 1818 Bronte Saurus, 2 Amanda Wills, 314 Pierce, 317 Wright, 35 Minnie the Butcher Knife, 42 Carrie Baker, 6 Geisha, 721 La Hapa, 9 Feline Frenzy, B52 Dodger Elbows.
The jammers in this go-round, that is number 215 being pointed at with the finger of power to indicate lead jammer. That is Motown Philly. Coming up hot behind is number 317 in black, Right.
Motown Philly grabs, looks like what'll be 2 points for the disassembly line, still shutting out Fort Wayne.
And we do have a skater sitting in the Potawatomi Hotel and Casino penalty box. Potawatomi Hotel and Casino. Play, stay, and get lucky at Milwaukee's #1 entertainment destination. There's table games, dining, shows, hotel, all here only at Potawatomi. Play all day and stay all night at Milwaukee's #1 entertainment destination.
Looks like the officials are calling for an official timeout right now, just to get some things sorted out. This official timeout also sponsored by Rydell Skates. Rydell Skates, unmatched quality, unmatched performance. Rydell Skates is here in the venue. They are trying and fitting people for skates. Also, they are the sponsor of the Grand Slam for this tournament.
And the blocker that is sitting in the Potawatomi Hotel and Casino penalty box, that is number 14 for Detroit, Irish. It's going to leave a 4-on-3 pack advantage for Fort Wayne.
Lining up right now on the notorious RED jammer line is a Terrorettes for Detroit, going up against a Benton for the SWAT team. First time we've seen both of these jammers jam in this game. Benton pushing against the wall of the disassembly line. No pack is called. One to beat in mean streak. Benton comes around, gets lead jam. First lead jam for Fort Wayne in this game. But Terrorettes isn't far behind her. Both teams trying to jostle for position in the pack, slowing it down. Benton passing one, calling it off. Getting what looks like 3 points for Fort Wayne. So first score for Fort Wayne for this game.
Yeah, that takes the goose egg off the board. Score is 20-3. Disassembly line on top. Got some information that official timeout. A little bit of a technology issue with our stats keeping. So it's Sunday. The computers are waking up as well. Got to give a lot of props to our officiating crew for being quick with that and getting a quick response. Looks like everything is back up and running for our stats, so we can provide them to you. Back on the track from the notorious RED jammer line here on Derby Laces track #1. Swamp Stomp jamming for the disassembly line, pushing her way past number 317 Right, picking up lead jammer status.
Looks like jamming for the Fort Wayne SWAT team is Buttercup, getting stuck in the back. Fatal Femme giving her a little bit of trouble in the back. Irish and also number 83 Chompers. So in the beat, trying to beat these blockers, working on her initial pass. Meanwhile, it looks like Swamp Stomp gets through for her first Rydell Skates Grand Slam, while Buttercup is getting called on a track cut, making that a Sakatumi power jam for the disassembly line.
This is not going to help Fort Wayne. They're already looking at a deficit, and Swamp Stomp is a powerful jammer, picking up another Rydell Skates Grand Slam. 10 points on the board this go around on Derby Laces track #1 here at Midwest Brouhaha. Swamp Stomp down a little low, and that actually allows she draws a high block call. That's 119 Kelly Atkins for the SWAT team, headed into the Potawatomi Hotel and Casino penalty box for that high block call.
And Kelly Atkins in the last bout ran into some penalty trouble, got 5 penalties really quick within the first 15 minutes against the Dairyland Dolls, so she's going to have to watch and not take as many trips to the Potawatomi Hotel and Casino penalty box in this game.
Well, down at the bottom of your screen, you may have seen Wright coming around and putting what appeared to be a really good block, slowing Swamp Stomp down. It was an out of play, so that's going to send right into the Potawatomi Hotel and Casino penalty box. That allowed Swamp Stomp to complete another scoring pass. She's already got 24 in this jam, just extending that disassembly line lead.
It looks like Detroit gets 4 more, a little hot by Swamp Stomp. That gets her 4 more points, so that brings the total lead for Detroit. They are 48-3 for Fort Wayne. Big jam for Detroit.
That was the first Sakatumi Power Jam of day 3. Sakatumi sells fun, funky socks. Socks with tacos, cupcakes, ninjas, mustaches, unicorns, and other things magical. With over 200 different sock designs, there's something for every personality, from punk rock to peacock and everything in between. Sakatumi proudly sponsoring Power Jams here at Midwest Brouhaha 2015.
Back to the action. It looks like Combat Cat jamming for Detroit, going up against, looks like that is Dodger Elbows for Fort Wayne. And Combat Cat gets out first, getting lead jam for the disassembly line.
And one of the reasons you're seeing this 48-3 lead as currently stands is that Detroit's gotten lead jam status 5 of the 6 jams. Combat Cat knifing through again, controlling the pack, controlling the play, gets 4 points, calls off the jam. It's going to make the score 52-3, just under 22 minutes left in the first half.
If you're in the venue or you're staying in your hotel, a little bit too early for you to get here, we want to say that Brouhaha programs are now $5, so you can get them in the venue area. Pick it up, make sure you nose here, and get all the details for the 6th annual Midwest Brouhaha. Star pass off the line going to Kelly Atkins. So she gets out first. She's going against Motown Philly for the Detroit disassembly line. She gets lead quick, calls it off to stem any points for Fort Wayne. So 0-0 for both teams.
Kind of an interesting strategy. It gives up the ability to pick up lead jammer status. However, the SWAT teams have been so bottled up that, probably a wise decision of, we're going to give up lead. We're going to try and just make sure we've got the star in front of the pack. So Benton passing it off to Kelly Atkins turned out to be unsuccessful because Motown Philly just able to fight through right away, call off the jam. But a very smart play by Fort Wayne, trying to change the fortunes right now. And now they send out number 317. That's right, taking the star and tangling with Fatal Femme at the front, picking up lead jammer for Fort Wayne. Only the second time it's happened today. But don't look now because Terrorette's already around and in front of her. The pack jostling with itself, trying to create some positioning and some separation between the two teams.
Neck and neck, and it is called off, another 0-0 jam.
If you are watching with us bright and early this morning, thank you for joining us here on an early Sunday morning. Go online, go on to the Twitter feed, go on to Facebook. Show us pictures of your viewing party. Show us pictures of your early morning coffee. Show us pictures of a cat wearing derby gear. Hashtag it with hashtag Brouhaha 2015. We're going to get this trending worldwide.
Looks like Swamp Stomp now jamming for Detroit and putting the star on for Fort Wayne. We have Kelly Atkins. Swamp Stomp getting out first, getting lead jam. Kelly Atkins getting recycled to the back, approaching the pack again, going through the middle, trying to find some help from her teammates. Takes a little whip off Buttercup. Swamp Stomp getting through, approaching the pack again. Gets knocked out and gets called on a track cut, making this a Sakatumi Power Jam for Fort Wayne.
That's going to be an opportunity for Kelly Atkins. Kelly Atkins finally now fighting through, completing her initial pass.
This is also going to be a 2-minute jam. Swamp Stomp gaining lead jammer status, but then losing it as she took a trip to the Potawatomi Hotel and Casino penalty box.
You saw Fort Wayne kind of lining up on the outside. They're slowing down the pack, allowing Kelly Atkins a quicker time to catch up and creating a little bit of that separation. But then as Kelly Atkins is coming around, you saw them engaging in, playing a little bit of offensive blocking, then step back to let Atkins trying to stretch out the pack, get that out of play, was unsuccessful. And Atkins now looking and passing the star. It is in the hands of her pivot. That is 003 Buttercup.
Looks like Atkins having trouble getting out of the front, getting a lot of good defense by Sugar and Cyanide and Nikki Noxum. So now Buttercup going through, getting a 5-point right up his grand slam as she goes to the pack, putting the star on her head.
And Swamp Stomp also on a second scoring pass out after having spent her time for the track cut. Swamp Stomp's already picked up 8. Buttercup now looking to add to the 5 that have been put up by the SWAT team.
Buttercup working her way at the front, and the jam comes to its conclusion. Looks like that's 2 more points for Fort Wayne, bringing the total score up to 60 Detroit to Fort Wayne's 10.
Nice round numbers on the board. Scoreboard showing a 50-point differential, 17.5 to go in the first half. Good penalty kill by the disassembly line. They just tightened down and they did not let the Fort Wayne jammer through. And good awareness to see the star pass as it happened. Shut down on the pivot who had become the jammer.
Absolutely.
Only 5 points, and those 5 points were scored after Swamp Stomp had re-entered the fray.
Really good work up at the front, just shutting it down, frustrating Kelly Atkins. Now we have it jamming for Detroit. Number 728 Combat Cat going against number B52 Dodger Elbows. Dodger Elbows trying to find some space on the outside, getting shut down by number 2025 Nuketown. Still working to get through the pack. Meanwhile, Combat Cat makes her way through, gets through for 5 points. A Rydell Skates grand slam.
Yeah, Combat Cat was tangling with Carrie Baker at the front of the pack. We're seeing Dodger Elbows being just pinned back. The powder blue wall really holding her. And she's just being bounced from disassembly line blocker to disassembly line blocker. Combat Cat sneaking around. That's 5 more points. Another big scoring jam for Detroit in the early goings of this game.
Dodger Elbows just finding nothing but the blocking contingent of Gnarly Quinn, Nuketown, Fatal Femme, and Mean Streak. Cannot find any daylight to get through that pack. And it looks like we have another star pass too. That looks like that is number 42, Carrie Baker. So that is 3 star passes I think we've seen from this Fort Wayne team in the first 15, 16 minutes of this half.
Looks like Fort Wayne did pick up 2 points, but that's not much consolation when you're giving up 19. The score is 79 to 12.
Fort Wayne's struggling to find some openings. Their jammer is really having a hard time making it through on that initial pass, trying to find some daylight. Just a nice rotating dynamic defense by Detroit, not allowing them much room to work.
And the Detroit Jammers, the disassembly line, just knifing through. You give them a small opening, they're going to take it. Motown Philly does pick up lead jammer status, but you can see that number 317 Wright is actually ahead of her on the track. Motown Philly is going to play a little clock management right now. Wright coming around, sneaking towards the back of the pack, catches a whip from her teammate Kelly Atkins. And Motown Philly just had that perfect timing as the opposing jammers. Wright was about to catch up to the pack, called off the jam, and the 4th whistle hit just before Wright was able to get her hips around any of the disassembly line. 79 to 12, still your score. We are just over 14 and a half to go in the first half.
It's a little bit of playing the clock there. The jammer for Detroit looking to her bench, looking to call it off, looking to burn some time on the clock. The clock is on the side for Detroit here. Tara Retz jamming now for Detroit, does a little duck move into front and gets lead jammer status for Detroit. Now Benton jamming for the SWAT team, getting recycled to the back and still working her way through on her initial pass.
Tara Retz working against the 3-wall, holding the bracing at the front was number 16 Oreo Slammer. Oreo having to let her go. Did not want to pick up an out-of-play penalty. That's another Rydell Skates grand slam picked up by Detroit. And Benton going to the ground in the apex between turns 3 and 4.
Number 8 Ghetto Barbie picking up a penalty, but looks like it may have been worth it. She was able to prevent Benton from getting through the pack, who is now on her initial scoring pass.
And we're going to have a 2-minute jam. A back block call being assessed against Terrorettes. That's going to make this a SWAT team power jam, a socket two-meet power jam for the SWAT team. Chance to try and chip away at the lead that Detroit's established. But they've got a lot of ground to make up. There's still a lot of time. But they need to stop the feeling out process and need to start asserting their style of play on this game.
Benton getting frustrated, tries to call off. She's not lead jammer, so she does not do so. That blocking contingent of Fatal Femme, number 1995, Gnarly Quinn, and Nuketown shutting her down, playing a really good penalty kill for the Detroit Disassembly line.
Fatal Femme being assessed a low block call. It's going to send her into the Potawatomi Hotel and Casino penalty box. Terrettes is out of that very same casino penalty box. Potawatomi Hotel and Casino. A mouthful in the morning. A evening full of fun in the later hours of the day.
That's why you have a hotel. Looks like Benton was able to get through for a few points. 2 more points for Fort Wayne will bring their total score to, I believe that is 19, to Detroit's 93. So Detroit still outscoring Fort Wayne in that jam.
Yeah, doubled up on that jam, 14-7. Scores 93-19, 12 minutes to go. We're going to take an official timeout. This official timeout brought to you by Bruised Skate Nooses. Bruised Skate Nooses, the original over-the-shoulder roller skate holder. Over 50 colors and patterns to fit your team, your league, or your personality. If that isn't enough, you can contact them for more customization options. So if your personality is not already covered by Bruised Skate Nooses, they will make one for you. Fantastic. It's a great way to display the skates. You've spent a lot of money on the skates. Don't shove them in a bag. They hate that. They will argue for hours.
You'll never hear the end of it.
You don't want your skates yelling at you when you're trying to lace them up when you've got a day full of action coming up. Find Bruised Skate Nooses. Find them on Facebook, on Twitter, on Instagram, or online at bruisedsn.com.
And so it looks like we're done with this official review. Back to the action on this Derby Laces Track 1 at the 6th Annual Midwest Brouhaha. Taking the line for Fort Wayne, we have number 119, Kelly Atkins, going against number 52, Swamp Tom. Swamp Tom, a really effective force in this game, has been able to find some space. But this time, Kelly Atkins getting out first for lead jammer status for the SWAT team.
That's the first time that the SWAT team has taken lead jammer status away from Swamp Stomp. I got some information during that official timeout. It actually resulted in an additional penalty being assessed to Fatal Femme. She's been given an insubordination penalty as well.
Okay.
So she picked up a low block and then an insubordination penalty. That's going to have her cooling her wheels in the Potawatomi Hotel and Casino penalty box a little bit longer. And she's such an imposing defender that allows Fort Wayne a little more leeway on the track. 4 points picked up by Fort Wayne and a 4-0 jam. That's going to help them, even though there's a 70-point difference, 93-23. Maybe the momentum starting to swing back with 11 minutes left to go in the first half.
Yeah, whatever you can do just to chip away at that big lead, just trying to swing your hips around, get those 4 points, and just do it over again. Keep it clean. Fort Wayne still has a lot of fight, still a lot of time left in this game.
Taking up from the notorious RED jam line is number 215 in blue, Motown Philly, trying to catch a whip from Terrettes. Not from Terrettes, from Fatal Femme. Fatal Femme actually may have spun her too much. Motown Philly did a pirouette that landed in a triple knee fall.
And it looks like Wright will be heading to the Potawatomi Hotel Casino penalty box for a track cut penalty. So this will be a Sakatumi power jam for Detroit. So a little bit of momentum that was peeking up for Fort Wayne, being shut down for that penalty.
And Motown Philly, not a jammer. Much like with Swamp Stomp and really any of these Detroit jammers, you don't want to hand any of their jammers the Sakatumi Power Jam. They're going to pick up Rydell Skates Grand Slam after Rydell Skates Grand Slam. And Motown Philly back again, but that time slowed down by Geisha.
Getting slowed down in the front, one to beat, and Feline Frenzy gets through for another 5-point Rydell Skates Grand Slam. Right, looks like now re-entering, gives the start of number 42. That is number 46, believe that is
number 42, Carrie
42,
Baker
Carrie
now
Baker,
with the
right.
star for the SWAT team. Motown Philly. Oh, dangerous, dangerous play right. Trying to lure her into a track cut. Was unsuccessful and put herself out of position to slow down Motown Philly. Motown Philly's already put 20 points on the board.
Carrie Baker now still with star cover in her hand, working her way in the back against Ghetto Barbie and another Detroit blocker. Meanwhile, Motown Philly skirts on the inside for another 5-point grand slam. So.
And Carrie Baker looking a little frustrated with her teammates. She's not getting any help at the back of the pack, dealing with Mean Streak. And Mean Streak just pinned her back the entire time. The jam ends. Motown Philly putting 25 on the board. Score is 118 to 23. We've got 8 minutes, 45 seconds left in the first half of action here on Derby Laces track number 1. Day 3, Midwest Brouhaha, the 6th annual tournament put on by the Brew City Bruisers here in what's turning out to be a rainy Milwaukee, Wisconsin.
Oh, is it raining now? Oh, man.
I was starting to sprinkle as I was coming in.
Now we have taking the start for Detroit. We have number 728 Combat Cat going against number B52 Dodger Elbows. Combat Cat getting stuck in the front by blocking contingent of number 119 Kelly Atkins, Buttercup, Amanda Wills, and La Hapa. B52 also trying to make her way through the front of the pack. Both of these teams have all 4 blockers on the track, and it looks like Combat Cat gets through for lead jammer.
Yeah, it took 30 seconds, which the way that this game's been going, 30 seconds is an eternity without someone at least getting through the pack on their initial pass. Combat Cat did get out, but Dodger Elbows right behind her. Dodger's going to try and chase her down. Combat Cat getting the back of the pack, running into 721 La Hapa, calling off the jam, and looks like one lonely point, the loneliest number of points you could ever score. You know, 2 could be as sad as 1, but 119 to 23 is the current score. I'm pulling out classic rock references because it is early on Sunday, day 3.
Any references are good. Classic rock. I'll pull out some 90s hip-hop maybe later on in the day. Terrette's taking the line for Detroit, going against number 17 Benton. Terrette's taking the inside, pushing against Oreo Slammer and Feline Frenzy. Cuts to the end, gets lead jam for Detroit. Benton still stuck in the back, trying to get through this strong 4-wall formation of the disassembly line. Pulls them out on the straight edge, coming just shoulder to shoulder with Fatal Femme.
Yeah, Benton thought she saw an opening, but Fatal Femme quickly locked it down. Benton knocked to the ground. I believe that's number 80, Mean Streak, that delivered the hit.
An elbow penalty now being assessed on number 80. That is Mean Streak, so she'll be spending some time in the Potawatomi Hotel and Casino penalty box. Meanwhile, Terrette's getting through for a 5-point Rydell Skates Grand Slam.
That's 2 5-point passes picked up by Terrette's. She's looking to grab some more, calling off the jam as Benton coming around towards the back of the pack. Benton not able to catch up. 14-0 jam for Detroit. 133 to 23.
Nice little spin move there at the end by Terrette's, able to skirt around the 2 final Fort Wayne SWAT team blockers.
We're just under 6 minutes to go in this game. The entire weekend of action being brought to you live by Hinckley Productions. Hinckley Productions has been a friend to Derby since 2008, providing live video production services and bringing you this broadcast of Brouhaha. Support the free streaming. Buy a DVD of any of the games you've watched this weekend. Buy it at hinkleyproductions.com/Brouhaha. Buy a DVD of the Gotham-Tampa game from last night. Buy one of the junior Derby bout happening later today, so you can relive that moment of awesomeness, see the future of Derby before they go and shock the world when they join the adult teams. 2 points in that jam being picked up by Detroit, making the score 135 to 23.
I can't say enough about Hinckley Productions. They produce all our games for the Mad Roland Dolls and do a professional, amazing job, easy to work with, phenomenal folks to support. Taking the line now, we have the 728 Combat Cat for Detroit going against B52 Dodger Elbows. Combat Cat skirting the outside, gets called on a forearm penalty, so she will be spending 30 seconds in the Potawatomi Hotel and Casino penalty box, making that a soccer to me power jam for Dodger Elbows. So this is an opening Fort Wayne we could really use right now.
Well, it's a chance if Dodger Elbows gets through. Dodger Elbows becomes lead jammer. That is only, by my calculations, the 4th time that that's happened in this game. This assembly line really dominating lead jammer statistics. Dodger Elbows now running into Sugar and Cyanide at the front of the pack, but Sugar and Cyanide being cleared out. Amanda Will stepping in to create an opening.
Nice little clear Oreo Slammer, trying to create some space in the front. Big hit by number, that looks like that is a number 0187, Sugar and Cyanide, knocking out the jammer for the SWAT team.
And as a reward for that hit, she got gang piled by the entire SWAT team. They all took out Sugar and Cyanide, which would have been fine, except it left Dodger Elbows alone and tangling with Cotton Candy Princess and Nikki Knoxum at the front of the pack.
And the jam is called. Looks like that will be a 5-point Rydell Skates Grand Slam for Fort Wayne. But that is 5 points on the jam and no points to Detroit.
The score is 135-28, 3 minutes, 10 seconds left in the first half. Motown Philly back again on the notorious RED jam line. She's going up against Kelly Adkins.
Let's see what you did there. Kelly Atkins getting out first. So the second consecutive lead jam status gained by the SWAT team. Motown Philly finding some room on the outside. Thinks she finds some space, about to pass Benton, but does not get out. So stuck behind Benton and La Hapa. Meanwhile, Kelly Atkins approaching the back of this pack, getting stuck in the solid wall of Detroit blockers, but it looks like now Motown Philly getting out of the pack for initial pass, and the jam is called. Gaining 3 points on the board for the Fort Wayne SWAT teams, bringing the score up to 31-135 for Detroit.
Yeah, Motown Philly was just about out of the pack, and then looked like Buttercup actually got tangled up in some skates, and she ended up going down, caught Motown Philly, picked up a low block call for her troubles. But it slowed down Motown Philly just enough. Sometimes penalties, it's almost smart to take them, even though that was completely inadvertent on Buttercup's part. It still ended up slowing down Motown Philly just enough. Swamp Stomp jamming for the disassembly line, but there 3 jams in a row going to Fort Wayne, and that is Wright getting pointed at as the lead jammer.
Wright trying to play some jammer on jammer, but Swamp Stomp skirts on the outside, manages to stay in. Wright says, it's not worth it. I'm calling it 0-0 for both teams.
Not quite sure how Swamp Stomp stayed on the track. She was one-footing and dancing. It's like she entered the Matrix for a second, bent the track boundaries to her will to stay on the track.
She realizes there is one truth. There is no track, but there is a track, the Derby Laces track that we're on now. Taking the line now, we have Terrettes for Detroit going against Dodger Elbows for the Fort Wayne SWAT team. Terrettes pushing at the front. Katie Atkins, little hip to the outside, trying to draw to cut.
And Terrettes almost fell for it, put one foot back on the track. Good body control, though. Realized that she was about to lure herself into a track cut. And now 4 lead jammers in a row going to the Fort Wayne SWAT team. Dodger Elbows snagging lead jammer status, getting 1 point. Looks like she's trying to call it off. The jam ref was not seeing it. Actually worked out in Fort Wayne's favor as she went from what might have been only 1 point, grabbed all 4, 135-35. It may not seem like a lot, but the last 4 jams, Fort Wayne has outscored Detroit 12-0.
So really working, just chipping away at that lead, doing whatever they can. So the looks like the Detroit Jammer is getting out soon after the SWAT team jammer, and able to swing their hips around and able to go ahead and get a few points.
And that's going to bring us to halftime between these two teams, 135-35. The disassembly line on top right now. And if you look at it, it's been lead jam statistics, but Fort Wayne, they're starting to come on hot at the end of the half. You know, they've picked up 4 lead jammers in a row. They've held Detroit scoreless for 4 jams in a row. Nobody's really looking at any sort of penalty trouble.
No, it looks pretty good. It looks like the maximum penalties, we have about 2 for skaters. Nothing egregious really happening. It looks like Fort Wayne if they're able to go ahead, keep on getting those leads, able to break out first and hold the Detroit Jammer for a little more time, they may be able to make some more progress, cut into this lead by Detroit.
Yeah, they need to hold the momentum. They need to just keep pushing it and keep chipping away at the lead. 100 points, really not that much with a full 30 minutes of play left.
Absolutely.
You know, and Detroit, they're going to have to get the momentum back on their side.
Absolutely.
We'll be back for the second half of action. It's going to be coming back in about just under 9 minutes. We'll be back with some analysis of the first half in probably about 7 minutes or so. Stay tuned right here to Midwest Brouhaha 2015. I'm Wilhelm Scream.
And I'm Kate Silver.
And we'll see you for the second half in just a little bit.
See you then.
Welcome back. We are just about 2 minutes away from the second half here on Derby Laces track number 1, Midwest Brouhaha 2015, Sunday, the final day. It's been a great 3 days of Derby. Well, we're starting day 3. It's been a great 2 days of Derby, and I'm assuming that day 3 is going to be just as fantastic.
Naturally, by induction.
This is a game between the Motor City Disassembly line and the Fort Wayne Derby girls. Motor City in powder blue jerseys, Fort Wayne in black jerseys. Quick looking at the stats. Swamp Stomp putting up 52 points. Kind of nice similarity. 52 is also her jersey number, so she matched her number on points in the first half. Did that on 6 jams. Combat Cat and Terrettes, they're coming up behind. They're tied at 28, so Swamp Stomp, the majority of the points for the Motor City. On the flip side, Fort Wayne, Kelly Atkins leading their scores, but she's only got 14. Benton with 10, Dodger Elbows with 9. Nobody's in any real danger on penalties. Nobody's got more than 2. But one of the things that we're looking at also is only one of the SWAT team skaters, Kelly Atkins, not only has she picked up the most points, she's had the best differential, and she's the only SWAT team skater that's had lead jam percentage more than 50%.
Kelly Atkins has been a force in this tournament so far. So she was the lead scorer for the SWAT team in their first game against the Battle Stars. Didn't come in as quite a force in their last game against the Larry Land Dolls. Got into some penalty trouble early, but it looks like she's able to make some movement, and she'll need to keep on doing that, keep on getting lead, and putting points on the board for the SWAT team.
Now score is 135-35, not insurmountable for Fort Wayne, and they just need to keep the momentum they were picking up at the end of the first half. They picked up 4 lead jammers in a row. We're going to see what sort of halftime adjustments were made. We're back starting close and clean on the notorious RED jammer line. Number 52 in blue, Swamp Stomp back out to try and snare lead jammer's ass, but Kelly Atkins.
So speaking of Kelly Atkins getting out first, getting lead jammer, Swamp Stomp still trying to work in the pack, getting a hard shoulder from Buttercup. Big knockout by number 2. That is Amanda Will. So still stuck in that pack. Kelly Atkins now coming around for her first scoring pass.
And Kelly Atkins bouncing off of Mean Streak, staying on her wheels on the track. That is 5 points in the air. A Rydell Skates grand slam picked up by the SWAT team. Swamp Stomp trying to chase after.
This is absolutely what Fort Wayne needs right now, being able to contain that other jammer while their jammer gets out first. And looks like Kelly Atkins calls it. It's no points for Fort Wayne, but 2 more points are awarded to Detroit.
Yeah, Swamp Stomp stealing 2 points at the end of that. That a little bit late of a call off by Kelly Atkins. You know, if she'd called it off just a little before, she wasn't getting points herself, but her teammates, her wall, had taken the back of the pack. That allowed Swamp Stomp to sneak through and steal those 2 points. Ultimately, though, differential for that jam working out in Fort Wayne's favor with scores 137-40. Gap slightly closing, 28 and a half to go.
Combat Cat now jamming for Detroit, going up against Dodger Elbows for the SWAT team. Combat Cat working against that 2-wall number 42. Looks like that's Carrie Baker and number 16, Oreo Slammer. And she gets out, and she is the lead jammer. B52 Dodger Elbows still working to get through that pack. Number 83 Chompers trying to push her out. A high block penalty assessed against number 42 Carrie Baker. She'll be spending some time in the Potawatomi Hotel Casino penalty box. Meanwhile, Combat Cat skirts by, gets another 5 points for the Detroit Disassembly line.
And Combat Cat coming around, and relatively open area. She had all of the track to skate through thanks to Fatal Femme.
B52 pushing against, getting stuck on Chompers. Chompers, nothing but a nightmare there for B52, keeping her in the back of the pack. She gets by, trying to make her way through. This blocking contingent also made up of Nikki Knox, some Terrettes, and Fatal Femme.
Dodger Rebels just not having any luck. Push to the outfield as we see the blue blur that is Combat Cat knifing through, grabbing another 5-point scoring pass, 20 already. And the star now passed in the hands of number 42. That is Carrie Baker.
Another 5 points going to Combat Cat for another Ride LCH Grand Slam.
And Kerry Baker pushed to the outfield, forced for a cycle back. Combat Cat skating around again. The pack moving Detroit, looking to just create a little bit of havoc, engaging and breaking up any Fort Wayne wall attempt that they had. Combat Cat going to complete another scoring pass. Kerry Baker getting it through the pack.
So that jam comes to its natural conclusion. So that'll bring the total score up to 166 Detroit, 40 Fort Wayne. So even though Detroit had the lead, choosing not to call, letting it go all the way and scoring a big 29 points for the disassembly line.
There's a little bit of clock management being done by Detroit. Why not? You've got the lead. Just milk the clock. And that was the first time in 5 jams that they picked up lead jammer status. Best way to kill the momentum of the other team, not just get lead jammer status, but put up a 29-point jam. Disassembly line back in control of the game, and Motown Philly stepping out, grabbing lead jammer status. Benton also out of the pack. And there's a track cut penalty being assessed. That is going against 0187 Sugar and Cyanide.
And number 215, Motown Philly, getting a quick 4 points for Detroit, calling it off.
It's going to bring the score 170 to 40, 25 and a half to go in this contest. This assembly line pretty firmly in control of the game. SWAT team just looking to make some headway. And they're going to send number 317 right out to the notorious RED jammer line.
She's going against number 52, Swamp Stomp. Swamp Stomp pushing at the front, going against this blocking contingent of, looks like that is number 314, Pierce and Oreo Slammer. Gets through, gets lead jammer. Right, getting knocked out, getting recycled back to the notorious RED jammer line. Swamp Stomp pushing out, and it gets a 5-point Ride LCH Grand Slam. Right, now getting out, going behind her, goes around. It looks like this is off screen, but Right gets called on a track cut, making this a Sakatumi power jam for the disassembly line. Definitely not what Fort Wayne needs right now.
Well, and this is handing a power jam to Swamp Stomp, who already, she picked up 50 points in the first half. Now she's dealing with Oreo Slammer at the front of the pack. Swamp Stomp completing another scoring pass. The assembly line holding the back of the pack. They're going to hold the pack in position. Swamp Stomp's going to sneak around very quickly. And knifing through on the inside. Pierce leaving just enough of a gap for Swamp Stomp to get through.
Just some great offense there by Mean Streak, just knocking the inside, just giving her all of that space. Swamp Stomp one to beat. Feline Frenzy in the front, gets another grand slam for the disassembly line, but Wright is back in the action. Now getting 4 points for Fort Wayne.
And Swamp Stomp's just going to keep tacking more points onto her total. And track cut being assessed late at the end of the jam. That is going to put Swamp Stomp into the Potawatomi Hotel and Casino penalty box.
So it looks like what she was trying to do is she was trying to call it there at the end. She got knocked out, but must have come in, bettered her position without knowledge, and she gets that cut. So great news for the SWAT team. So the only jammer on the track for this game is a number 003, Buttercup, jamming for the SWAT team. She comes, drives through the middle, encounters a backwards block from Nikki Noxum. Oirish keeping her at the back. She rushes through the middle, tries to find some space on the out.
Buttercup is on a Sakatumi power jam, but she needs to get through the pack first. And good, strong penalty kill by Detroit.
Detroit doing a really good job just keeping the pace of the pack up, not allowing this Fort Wayne team to play effective offense, but she does get out first.
And Buttercup getting out first, picking up lead jammer status, but Swamp Stomp already out of the Potawatomi Hotel and Casino penalty box, pushed to the outfield by number 16, Oreo Slammer. And Buttercup tangling with Chompers and number 119, Nikki Knoxon at the front, getting around Chompers. That is going to be a 5-point scoring pass for the SWAT team.
Swamp Thump coming around, makes it through the inside, scoring on, getting through on her initial pass.
Yeah, she had to come out of the penalty box after serving that track cut being assessed late in the previous jam. Buttercup looking to grab some more points for Fort Wayne, calling off the jam, much to the enjoyment of her bench. Another 3 points grabbed, an 8-0 jam for Fort Wayne. That's going to bring them up to 52. 193 to 52, your current score. 21 and a half to go.
On the line now, we have Combat Cat jamming for Detroit, going up against B-52 Dodger Elbows. Combat Cat coming in, driving through the middle. Dodger Elbows trying to find some space on the inside. Combat Cat still pushing at the front, getting stopped by Oreo Slammer and Feline Frenzy, but gets out for lead jam status.
I feel like we've seen Oreo Slammer blocking almost every single jam, and she's been solid, but often it's a one-on-one situation, and with the agility of these Detroit Jammers, only so much she can do. Combat Cat already sneaking through and snagging 5 points for Detroit.
Dodger Elbows working her way at the front, getting stopped by Fatal Femme.
There are so many jammers this weekend. They're going to see number 46 from Detroit in their nightmares. Fatal Femme has been a force defensively all weekend long, and she's been a thorn in the side of the SWAT team today. Dodger Elbows doesn't want to see her again, but she's going to run right into her one more time.
Fatal Femme so good at just turning around, stopping the jammer, allowing the rest of her blockers to come up and help her out. So just that last line of defense that just puts the fear of our good Lord in her opponents.
Jam called off. 15 more points grabbed for Detroit. 208 to 52. Brouhaha brought to you by Turnaround Skates, the official skate tech of Midwest Brouhaha 2015. If you are here in the Milwaukee area, if you're coming down to the Panther Arena to watch some of this contest, Turnaround Skates having a great raffle. They're having a giveaway today during the Brew City Bruisers B Squad and the Mad Rollin' Dolls B Squad game. So raffle tickets, $100 online store credit, Brew Skate News, Sock to Me Skates, and more. Also sale on everything. So if you're coming down to the arena, check out Turnaround Skates. They're here on the track level at the Derby Laces track number 1. They are the official skate tech. Stop down, check out their merchandise, and thank them so much for all they've done as the official skate tech of Midwest Brouhaha 2015.
So it looks like Motown Philly gets lead jam and a 5-point scoring pass for Detroit, and on her way to the penalty box is Wright. So we didn't see what she got called on, but will be spending some time in the Potawatomi Hotel and Casino penalty box. So putting Detroit on the power jam. Second grand slam scored by Motown Philly. She hits the pack again. No pack is called. She gets through easily on that pass. Another Wright Out Skates grand slam.
It looks like Wright assessed a high block call, and Motown Philly just going to have an opportunity to skate unopposed for a little while, and knifing through the Fort Wayne pack. The SWAT team not able to slow down Motown Philly. 5 more points. That's 15 Power Jam points. Power Jam now over the Sock to Me Power Jam, ending with the return of Wright to the Derby Laces track.
Wright able to get through on her initial pass, twisting her hips, trying to get around this Detroit defense. Motown Philly takes a spill, calls it off, but not before, looks like, seeing if she is able to score any points on that last jam. And she does, and she scores 3 more points on that last pass. So that brings the Detroit total up to 231 and keeps Fort Wayne at 52. Another note about Turnaround Skates, They are a great official skate tech. I was able to go there yesterday, get my wheels regrooved, did it in about 15 minutes and for cheap. So head down there if you have a chance to be in the arena today.
Taking off from the notorious RED Jam line, we've got 003 Buttercup for the SWAT team, jamming against number 728 Combat Cat from the Disassembly line. Combat Cat pushing at the front of the pack, gets tangled up with number 35 Minnie the Butcher Knife. That's going to send Minnie into the Potawatomi Hotel and Casino penalty box.
Working at the back, Buttercup gets up slowly, starts making her way back into the pack. Meanwhile, Combat Cat skirts on the outside, getting another Grand Slam, right L skates Grand Slam for the Detroit team.
Okay, we've got a mistake on our reads.
Combat Cat getting through again, another right L skates Grand Slam for Detroit. Buttercup not finding any room. Face to face with Fatal Femme. Big block. She gets stuck on her, trying to make her way through, trying to find some room, decides to play a little D, tries to hit Combat Cat out of bounds, doesn't find any room. And it looks like number that is 0187, Sugar and Cyanide. She goes to the Potawatomi Hotel and Casino penalty box. Combat Cat now works her way through once again for another right L skates Grand Slam. Buttercup
finding number 46 Fatal Femme. More specifically, Fatal Femme finding Buttercup. Buttercup had seen Fatal Femme the entire time. I was planning to dodge that, and Fatal Femme just said, I'm going to make sure you go outside, and then I'm going to recycle you back. Combat Cat through again. She's already picked up 20. That's going to be 25 points on this jam.
Buttercup just looking very thankful that the jam is over after getting knocked around by that Detroit defense.
The Combat Cat putting herself at 97 points overall for the game. Midwest Brouhaha brought to you by the Orthopedic Institute of Wisconsin. Dr. Eric Feifel of the Orthopedic Institute of Wisconsin and MOSH wishes you a safe Brouhaha weekend. We're here for all your injuries on and off the track. Contact us at the orthoinstitute.com. After you're done with that, open up your Twitter tab, open up Facebook, hashtag Brouhaha 2015. Let's get the tag spreading worldwide. Got Swamp Stomp taking off the notorious RED Jammer line.
She's going against Dodger Elbows, B52, so it is a battle of the 52s here.
And Swamp Stomp picking up lead. Jammer
comes up in the front, quick out of Oreo Slammer, gets another ride L skates Grand Slam. Dodger Elbows still working against the back of this pack, number 14 Irish, and number 83 Chompers just not letting her get any room.
And Swamp Stomp's already grabbed 10 points, looking to get some more. Dodger Elbows just pinned back. Now they've stretched out the pack a little bit at the front, but just enough to stay in the engagement zone, looks like. And another Ride Out Skates Grand Slam grabbed by Swamp Stomp.
Detroit blockers really taking their sweet time recycling the jammers. Dodger Elbows slow to re-engage, so they are going to really make them draw that recycling out. It does look like Dodger Elbows gets out of the pack, is able to get on her first scoring pass. Swamp Stomp quick dodge to the outside for Detroit, gets another 4 points, so another huge jam for Detroit, bringing up the score to 280, 252. That is
and with those last 4 points, that's going to put Swamp Stomp over the century mark on her own. She's got 101 points so far in this game. You know, going into the half, it was starting to close up. It was getting back to 100, and now it's open wide. Detroit has taken control, and the big reason is they've now, in this half alone, they've already got 5 jams of over 20 points.
That's amazing.
And you know, we're only looking to enter 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We've only had 9 jams, 5 of which have been more than 20 points for Detroit in the second half. Their halftime adjustment, they've put some dominance down. They've really just just applied the pressure.
Any kind of defense, it looks like Detroit is really able to contain these Fort Wayne jammers. And meanwhile, there are multiple very, very strong jammers for the disassembly line, putting up a huge number of points. So really pulling away here.
And Fort Wayne taking a timeout, looking to maybe change their fortunes a little bit. 280 to 52, 13 minutes to go, and we're back on the Derby Laces track. Taking off the notorious RED jammer line, we got number 17 in black. That is Benton. Jamming against number 31 in blue. That is Terrorettes.
Terrorettes getting pushed. It looks like one of the Detroit blockers heading to the Potawatomi Hotel and Casino penalty box. And Benton getting out first, getting lead jam for Detroit, Fort Wayne. So we haven't seen that, I think, in about 3 or 4 jams here.
Yeah, the first time in 4 or 5 jams. That breaks a little 4-jam streak that Detroit had going for them.
Benton's now working her way through, getting knocked out by Fatal Femme, but picking up a solitary point for the SWAT team.
More importantly, holding the disassembly line scoreless, 280 to 53, 12 minutes to go. And Midwest Brouhaha brought to you probably by Classic Slice Pizza. If you're in the Milwaukee area, Classic Slice Pizza is your friendly neighborhood roller girl-owned pizzeria, serving up huge slices, salads, desserts, and apps made from scratch, specializing in vegetarian and vegan items and the best gluten-free crust in the city. Classic Slice Pizza has been a proud Brew City Bruiser sponsor from the very beginning. If you are here in Milwaukee, stop in this weekend, grab a slice, get a $2 tall boy. It's in the Bayview area, open until midnight.
Kelly Atkins jamming for the SWAT team, but she gets called on a track cut, so this will be a Sakatumi power jam for Detroit. They are jamming with Motown Philly. Motown Philly working her way through the front, finding some room, getting stopped by La Hapa on the outside. Oreo Slammer trying for a last-ditch effort, misses and gets, Motown Philly able to get a 5-point Rydell Skate Grand Slam for the disassembly line.
Now, Kelly Atkins in the penalty box thanks to a track cut call, and her penalty time was actually extended. She'd gone past the point of no return and had to go all the way around before she could get back to the Potawatomi Hotel and Casino penalty box. There was also a little bit of confusion because both teams sending out number 119 to the track. Nikki Knoxam for Detroit and Kelly Atkins for the SWAT team. Both skaters actually went towards the Potawatomi Hotel and Casino penalty box. Only one actually needed to report to the box.
That's always confusing when you have skaters from opposite teams with the same number, but it cannot be helped. There are a finite number of numbers.
True, and you know the officials do designate color, but when you're going fast, black and blue kind of sound similar.
Right.
So it makes some sense as to why exactly that happened. 298 to 53, 10 minutes to go, and you might be hearing some other phantom whistles. If this is your first game watching at Brouhaha, welcome. Thanks for joining us. You should have been here on Friday, but we're glad to have you now. These two tracks, the two Derby Laces tracks here in UWM Panther Arena, separated by a curtain. So if you're hearing a whistle, if you're seeing the action continue, look at the officials. They will designate if they're standing and saying the jam's over, that's when the jam's over. That's where a penalty's occurred. Make sure to keep an eye on the officials all game. We've got the battle of the 52s, Swamp Stomp and Dodger Elbows.
Swamp Stomp, just a little skirt on the inside, some nice offense by Fatal Femme. Gets her another 5-point Rydell Skate Grand Slam. B52 just getting stuck at the back of the pack. Terrorettes, Fatal Femme, Ghetto Barbie, and Chompers not letting her find any room. Swamp Stomp getting out again. 5 points put on the board for the disassembly line, and it looks like that will be a forearm penalty on B52 Dodger Elbows. He'll be spending some time in the Potawatomi Hotel and Casino penalty box.
And an understandable penalty for Dodger Elbows to take. She's been having a nightmare game as a jammer. She's just been pinned back all game long. Sometimes you try anything to get a little bit of an advantage to get through. Just a little bit too much of pushing with the hands, sending her into the penalty box on that forearm call. We've also got a penalty being assessed to right, number 317 from the SWAT team. That is a direction of play penalty. And that is going to be number 7 on right. She's going to foul out of this game.
Oh, wow.
With 8.5 to go.
Detroit chooses to call it off and keep Dodger elbows in the box for the start of the next jam. So that will start the disassembly line on a Sakatumi Power Jam.
And we were correct. Wright is fouled out. She is being escorted off the track thanks to picking up that 7th penalty. 7 trips to the box. You know, you're off the track for 3.5 minutes. Well, 3 minutes going in, you pick up that 7th, 3.5 minutes suddenly becomes the rest of the game, and Fort Wayne now without right services for 8 minutes scores 318 to 53.
Combat Cat able to get out first, quickly gets through for a 5-point right out hit grand slam. B52 Dodger elbows gets out of the box, gets through as well, and Detroit calls it off. So a quick 5 points for the disassembly line, still holding Fort Wayne to 0.
We are here at the Derby Laces track. Say goodbye to untied skate laces. Derby Laces stay tied tight and where you want them. Got new Spark Metallic skate laces, and they're available in 25 different colors. Derby Laces tie you up but never tie you down. Get yours at derbylaces.com. Proud sponsor and naming rights for both of the tracks here at Midwest Brouhaha. We are at Derby Laces track number 1.
The action back on the track. It looks like we have Combat Cat jamming for Detroit going against Dodger elbows. Gets recycled, but Combat Cat is able to come out first for lead jammer.
Looks like we mentioned about technology not waking up right away. It's a little bit slow. The jammers actually are Motown Philly and Buttercup, as 215 in blue and 003 in black.
Combat, it looks like Buttercup holding her face, big hit.
Now Buttercup taking a hit, and she's actually being sent into the penalty box on a low block, the Potawatomi Hotel and Casino penalty box. 1 skater from each team, but for Fort Wayne, unfortunately, that's their jammer. Motown Philly through again. That's 10 points already for the lead jammer of this jam. And the disassembly line just going to continue to pour on the offense. Motown Philly running into Oreo Slammer. And Oreo having to let her go. Oreo picking up a out-of-play penalty. Held on to Motown Philly a little too long. Just kept blocking. That's 15 points already for Motown Philly.
Buttercup getting knocked out and recycled to the back of the pack about a quarter of a track around by number 1995, Gnarly Quinn. Trying to find some room on the outside. Falls again. Looks like a big spill, takes a few down with her, and she will be spending another 30 seconds in the Potawatomi Hotel and Casino penalty box for a low block penalty.
That's 2 low blocks in this jam being assessed against Buttercup. That's just going to allow Motown Philly to keep skating around. She's taking what looks like, from a jammer's perspective, kind of a leisurely Sunday skate. She's just piled on points. She's already picked up 29 in this jam.
She's able to pick up another 3 to complete this jam, leaving Fort Wayne scoreless. So huge jam there for Detroit.
They've now crossed over. They're now up 302 over Fort Wayne.
Timeout called now by, I believe that is Fort Wayne. This timeout brought to you by Field 59. The Field 59 video platform powered to live streaming technology beyond the 2014 Roller Derby World Cup in Dallas, and now powers the live stream for the 2015 Midwest Brouhaha Power Jam Your Derby bouts with Field 59's video solutions.
And this is Midwest Brouhaha 2015. The road to the playoffs continues here at Brouhaha 2015. We're hoping more than a few of the teams you see here this weekend will make it into the 2015 International WFTDA playoffs. Want to cheer for your favorite team at the WFTDA playoffs? Brackets for each location will be announced July 15th at WFTDA.com. We might see some of the teams from this weekend gunning for the Hydra. The current Hydra holders, Gotham, they played on Friday and last night. So we're seeing some of the highest level of Derby. We're also seeing some new teams, the Cleveland Guardians. They had played one game prior to coming here, and they're gunning in the men's side of the tournament.
Now on the line for the Detroit Disassembly line, number 52, Swamp Stomp, pushing at the front against Atkins and number 42, that is Carrie Baker. Swamp Stomp still working to get through the pack at the front, gets through on the outside, takes lead jam for the Disassembly line. Meanwhile, Buttercup coming in the outside, 2 to beat in the front, coming up against the defense of Chompers and 728 Combat Cat. It gets through for her initial pass. And Swamp Stomp gets through, another 5 points for the Disassembly line. Another timeout called by the SWAT team. This timeout brought to you by ATI Physical Therapy. When injury strikes, you have a choice. Choose ATI Physical Therapy, the official sports medicine provider for your Brew City Bruisers. To experience the ATI difference, visit ATIPT.com or stop into one of their over 19 Milwaukee area clinics for complimentary injury screening. Ask your doctor about the company that is taking physical therapy to a higher level. ATI Physical Therapy. Get there.
It's got a score of 360 to 53. 4 minutes, 5 seconds left in this second half. That last jam, Swamp Stomp picked up 5 points, but that's actually a win for Fort Wayne, holding Swamp Stomp to only 1 scoring pass. And really, the penalty kill that they did, they kept Swamp Stomp from getting through until after Buttercup had finished off that second low block call from the previous jam. So both jammers were on the track when Swamp Stomp got through. There would have been an opportunity if Buttercup had just had a little more luck. She might have been able to sneak lead jammer away. So you got to consider that a win, especially with as many points as Swamp Stomp's put up.
Absolutely great defense put up around turn 1 here, just making sure that Swamp Stomp took her time to get lead jammer. Down the line for the SWAT team, number 17, Benton, going up against, that is Terrets for Detroit, but she is getting called on a track cut penalty, making this a Sakatumi power jam for the SWAT team.
And Benton trying to fight her way through, does pick up lead jammer status. That breaks a streak of 5, and 5 pretty big jams over the course of those last 5. We saw 3 of the Disassembly line jammers go over the century mark individually. Swamp Stomp, Combat Cat, and Motown Philly all across the century mark. Terrets only with 28, which in comparison to the rest of the team, but when you look on Fort Wayne, Kelly Atkins has got 19. Benton calling off the jam after snagging 4 points. That's going to put Benton at 15 for the game.
So Benton getting frustrated, trying to make her way through. Leaves Terrets standing in the box, so this will give Fort Wayne another Sakatumi power jam to start. So just trying to draw out the amount of time. They have only 1 jammer out there on the Derby Laces track.
Yeah, and the frustration, it was plain on her face, and it's understandable the way that this assembly line defense has played all game long. But 2 lead jams in a row going to the SWAT team. The Kelly Atkins snags it away. A big block by number 42, Carrie Baker. One of those, it might have been a smart penalty to take, a low block penalty being assessed, but that did slow down Terrets, pull her back into the pack.
Kelly Atkins getting through on the inside, securing a quick 5-point right off skate grand slam. Terrets closely behind her. Both teams speeding, looks like Detroit speeding up the track, speeding up the pack, trying to make these jammers work for it, drawing out the time. Time is on their side here.
Well, and kind of interesting that Detroit was able to push the pack forward. Cotton Candy Princess was actually isolated behind the Fort Wayne line, but she was pushing the Fort Wayne skaters as well. Fort Wayne should have tried to slow it down a little bit to allow their jammer to catch up more quickly, to steal that 1 point and call it off. But she ends up being a 6-point jam for Kelly Atkins, but 2 picked up by Terrets. 362 to 63 is your score. We've got a minute and a half to go.
jamming for the SWAT team. B52, Dodger Elbows, and 728 Combat Cat for Detroit, who takes the lead jam. Dodger Elbows still trying to work her way on the outside, getting the shoulder of number 46, Fatal Femme, and Chompers setting up a 2-wall in the back, excuse me. Combat Cat coming, trying to make some space, gets a 5-point right out skates grand slam for the disassembly line, but Dodger Elbows gets through on her initial pass.
Well, and the disassembly line's been so focused on clock management, I wouldn't be surprised to see Combat Cat just kind of carry it out. She does get the call from her bench. Picks up another point, a 6-point jam. Calling off that jam, we've got a score of 368 to 63.
Final timeout by Fort Wayne being called right now.
Looks like they're asking for an official review. Now, it could be that they're actually challenging something, or thanks to the recent rules clarification, you can use the official review just as an additional timeout, and that might be exactly what's going on here. We're going to get some information from the officials themselves. And we did just get confirmation, hearing it a little bit ourselves from the house call. They're using it as a timeout. That's one of the things that you've got that opportunity now. They made the rules clarification, and it's a little bit of strategy. You've only got 3 timeouts in a game. You've got 1 official review per half. So using it as a timeout, sometimes just getting a little bit of breath. I know that the score is not within reach at all, but Fort Wayne, they want to finish strong.
Absolutely.
And they're going to take the timeout. They're going to want to set up and have a strategy for what to do. They're going to send Buttercup to the jam line, but keep an eye on Kelly Atkins. We could see a star pass from Buttercup to Kelly Atkins. This assembly line, they're going to send out Motown Philly to the jam line. Their blockers are Nikki Noxum, Oirish, Gnarly Quinn, and Cotton Candy Princess. The rest of the SWAT team blockers are going to be Bronte Soares, Pierce, and La Hapa.
Motown Philly. Buttercup getting set. Motown Philly working on the inside. Buttercup trying to find some space on the out. Motown Philly finding a little space. A little hop gets lead jam for the disassembly line. Buttercup working her way on the out. Finds some room. Completes her initial pass. Motown Philly gets through. Passes a couple SWAT team blockers. 1 more to beat in the front. That's La Hapa.
And almost better that La Hapa didn't end up making any contact, because if she'd made contact, she would have been picking up an out-of-play penalty, should have finished off this game in the Potawatomi Hotel and Casino penalty box. A few more seconds ticking off the clock. Team's already lining up. There's no other way for Fort Wayne to stop the clock. We've got an unofficial final, but I'm pretty sure that that's going to be exactly what we've got. 372 to 63. This assembly line taking down Fort Wayne. You look at it, and the second half, Fort Wayne starting to close up at the end of the first half. Detroit, they decided we're not going to have it. Motor City just applying pressure. And, again, we mentioned the first 9 jams, 5 over the 20-point mark. And they just kept applying pressure. Looking at stats, Swamp Stomp, if what we have is correct, Swamp Stomp with 126, Combat Cat and Motown Philly with 108 each.
Wow.
You've got 3 jammers that are able to put up 300 points. I mean, that's a hard thing to deal with, no matter who you are.
Just a combination of those strong jammers combined with some excellent blocking from Nikki Noxum, Oirish, and Fatal Femme doing some wonderful backwards blocking, shutting down any attempt by the SWAT team to make any kind of progress to score any points.
Yeah, it felt like we were seeing Fatal Femme out there a lot. She did 19 of the jams. Oirish 22, so slightly more on that. On the flip side, Buttercup and Kelly Atkins both with 21, as well as La Hapa, Carrie Baker, and Oreo Slammer 20. So we were mentioning Oreo Slammer a lot. She was out there for 20 of the jams overall in the game. A good game between the two teams. Fort Wayne, they've got some work to do, but a good chance to learn. You're only going to get better by playing against teams that are better than you. Detroit, that finishes off their tournament with a 3-0 record. Good, strong showing by the disassembly line. And we're going to be back here with more action all day long at Derby Laces track number 1, Derby Laces track number 2, featuring the Ohio Roller Girls and the Tampa Bay Roller Girls, currently underway. 70 to 29 is Tampa's score. I'm Wilhelm Scream.
And I'm Keith Silver.
Keep your eyes peeled on your stream for Midwest Brouhaha 2015. So that's the other thing, it's spelled wrong. Yeah, so I crossed it out.
Dolls, Saturday, June 20th and Saturday, July 11th at the Hartmeyer Ice Arena. Doors at 5, action at 6. But wait, there's more. The Darylyn Dolls will be shaking things up with a special outdoor exhibition bout on Saturday, June 27th during the Festival Food Shake the Lake celebration at the Monona Terrace. Event opens at 5, derby at 6. Come for derby, stay for fireworks. Find the derby in you. MadRollandDolls.com.
Turnaround Skates is proud to support the 2015 Midwest Brouhaha. We are a Derby-owned roller skate shop in Buffalo, New York. Our focus is providing our customers with innovative and quality skates, parts, and protective gear from all the top manufacturers. Our customers represent a variety of skating styles and backgrounds. Our boutique shopping experience focuses on finding the right skates and gear for you. We also add a bit of style with our fun accessories and clothing. Visit us in Buffalo or online at turnaroundskates.com.
Hi everybody, this is Zach here from Rydell Skates, and we're here to talk to you today about an exciting new product we have. This is our R-Fit footbed kit. It's designed to help alleviate pain and reduce some soreness that people commonly get while skating. First, let's talk about the R-Fit footbed itself. It's a high-density foam with a soft top cover on it. It allows for a lot more cushion and support for a safer and more effective skating session. On the back side, there's Velcro components that allow you to attach adjustable arch supports and heel wedges to it, which is really where all the customization comes in. Installed in the footbed is a blue arch support, which is neutral. There's also a red arch support, which is for high arches, and an orange arch support, which is for low arches. Installation and swapping them out is really simple. All you need to do is just peel the Velcro off and then install the new insert. The heel is another area of customization. You can use the included purple heel lift to elevate the heel in the boot, which can reduce heel slippage, irritation, or shin splints. Or you can use the included green heel wedge. It's angled, so depending on the way you install it, it can help correct pronation or supination issues. This metatarsal pad can be installed on the top side of the footbed to help reduce numbness in the toe and ball area of the foot. Getting the proper fit is really simple. What you'll need to do is take your existing insole out of your skates. Then all you need to do is line the two up on top of each other and trace and trim to fit. The R-Fit footbed kit is available now at any of our authorized retailers. And for more information, you can always visit our website at www.roller.rydellskates.com.
Come celebrate summer with the Dairyland Dolls, Saturday, June 20th and Saturday, July 11th at the Hartmeyer Ice Arena. Doors at 5, action at 6. But wait, there's more. The Dairyland Dolls will be shaking things up with a special outdoor exhibition bout on Saturday, June 27th during the Festival Food Shake the Lake celebration at the Monona Terrace. Event opens at 5, derby at 6. Come for derby, stay for fireworks. Find the derby in you. MadRollandDolls.com.
Turnaround Skates is proud to support the 2015 Midwest Brouhaha. We are a Derby-owned roller skate shop in Buffalo, New York. Our focus is providing our customers with innovative and quality skates, parts, and protective gear from all the top manufacturers. Our customers represent a variety of skating styles and backgrounds. Our boutique shopping experience focuses on finding the right skates and gear for you. We also add a bit of style with our fun accessories and clothing. Visit us in Buffalo or online at turnaroundskates.com.
Hi everybody, this is Zach here from Rydell Skates, and we're here to talk to you today about an exciting new product we have. This is our R-Fit footbed kit. It's designed to help alleviate pain and reduce some soreness that people commonly get while skating. First, let's talk about the R-Fit footbed itself. It's a high-density foam with a soft top cover on it. It allows for a lot more cushion and support for a safer and more effective skating session. On the back side, there's Velcro components that allow you to attach adjustable arch supports and heel wedges to it, which is really where all the customization comes in. Installed in the footbed is a blue arch support, which is neutral. There's also a red arch support, which is for high arches, and an orange arch support, which is for low arches. Installation and swapping them out is really simple. All you need to do is just peel the Velcro off and then install the new insert. The heel is another area of customization. You can use the included purple heel lift to elevate the heel on the boot, which can reduce heel slippage, irritation, or shin splints. Or you can use the included green heel wedge. It's angled, so depending on the way you install it, it can help correct pronation or supination issues. This metatarsal pad can be installed on the top side of the footbed to help reduce numbness in the toe and ball area of the foot. Getting the proper fit is really simple. What you'll need to do is take your existing insole out of your skates. Then all you need to do is line the two up on top of each other and trace and trim to fit. The R-Fit footbed kit is available now at any of our authorized retailers. And for more information, you can always visit our website at www.roller.rydellskates.com.
Come celebrate summer with the Dairyland Dolls, Saturday, June 20th and Saturday, July 11th at the Hartmeyer Ice Arena. Doors at 5, action at 6. But wait, there's more. The Dairyland Dolls will be shaking things up with a special outdoor exhibition bout on Saturday, June 27th during the Festival Food Shake the Lake celebration at the Monona Terrace. Event opens at 5, derby at 6. Come for derby, stay for fireworks. Find the derby in you. MadRollandDolls.com.
Turnaround Skates is proud to support the 2015 Midwest Brouhaha. We are a Derby-owned roller skate shop in Buffalo, New York. Our focus is providing our customers with innovative and quality skates, parts, and protective gear from all the top manufacturers. Our customers represent a variety of skating styles and backgrounds. Our boutique shopping experience focuses on finding the right skates and gear for you. We also add a bit of style with our fun accessories and clothing. Visit us in Buffalo or online at turnaroundskates.com.